Welcome back to Waters Ironworks. We are up in the trees at the start of the video today. I'm getting a measurement around this tree branch. Super simple project today. I've got a hummingbird feeder I would like to be able to hang off of this tree branch. So we're gonna make a little hanger for it. And I need to know that this branch is right around 29-30 inches in diameter. That'll tell us how big the top of our hook needs to be, and then we'll dangle that down, make another small hook on the other end of it, and be able to hang this so that as I'm working my normal day job, I can look out my office window and see the hummingbirds. I'll see you back in the forge. So we've got the fire going. I've got 20 inches marked off here. I don't know if that's the right amount or not, but my thought is it's about 2/3 of the diameter, or the circumference, I guess, of the tree branch. So hopefully about that much winds up being the top hook. I kind of held that up in the tree, looked for about where I want it to hang. I've got a mark here for that. So what I'm gonna do is bring that here. Just give it one mark so that I can find that as it comes out of the fire. Into the forge we go, and we're gonna get this hot. The reason I'm using the coal forge today instead of propane forge is, and this is really kind of one of the fundamental differences between coal and propane, right? Which one is better? In this instance, I'm gonna be making a large hoop, and if I need to take multiple heats on it, after the first heat, it won't fit in the propane tank or propane forge anymore. So coal forge will let me get whatever shape this is, the heat where I need it to be. A big advantage of coal. So let's get this hot, we'll cut it off, and then we'll start working on the big end first, I think. There we go, we've got it cut to length now, and this will be a lot more manageable as we're working on it. Like I said, I think we're gonna make the top hook. I wanna try and make it about 20 inches long. And I'll confess to you guys, one of the reasons that I wanted to do this project is I've got this awesome cone mandrel right here. And I wanted to use this cone mandrel. Very excited when I bought this thing. I think it is a ton of fun. I haven't had a lot of reasons to use it. And I was like, great, I've got to make a big loop. This is exactly what cone mandrels are for. We said it was about 30 inches around, right? Well, the tree branch is a little bit bigger than my cone mandrel, but that's okay. You can certainly do this over the horn on the anvil. I think I'm still, just because I want to use the cone mandrel, going to play around with it and wrap it around this. I'll just need to make sure to open it up a little bit so that it'll fit around the tree branch, and we should be good. But before we use this, let me get the anvil back up here. We're going to put a taper and a little bit of a lip so that it's not going to catch on the tree branch when I'm bringing it in and taking it off. And then we'll get this guy back up here. We'll make the loop. We'll test it on the tree to make sure it fits. So we're going to come to the anvil here. Just going to flatten this out a little bit and come over the edge. Give this a little bit of a curl here. The goal that I've got is just making sure that there's nothing sharp here that's going to injure squirrels or birds or anything else that might interact with the far end of this. The next thing we're going to do is we're just going to bend this away a little bit in the opposite direction of our curve so that as I'm taking it on and off, there's no chance for it to get caught on the bark or anything like that. So let's heat it up one more time. Quench the end of it. I think that's probably about as much kind of shaping it back as we need it. And hopefully I've got this in my mind the right way. The next thing we're going to do is start bending this into that big 30 inch circumference hook so that we can hook it over the tree. So let's try and get a big section. My fire is not going to be big enough to get all of this that we need in one go. So we'll probably take a couple heats in order to do this. Start bending this around. We know we're going to want it to be a little bit more open than what it really is. So we're just going to kind of keep going, and then we'll try and pop it open a little bit. Trying to open this up a little bit more here. I think I'm going to quench this. Luckily with this thin steel, it is pretty easy to cool and reheat this stuff. Doesn't take a lot of time. Let's start looking at what this looks like hanging in the tree. You know what, guys? That is feeling pretty snug right there. It's going about halfway around. I think I might go just a little bit further. I think that's looking pretty good. All right. So I think that this is going to be good to hang it. I think I do want to bend this hook up a little bit more, and we'll just bring it back to vertical and keep it out of the way of everything. And then we're going to want to come in and bend this back so that it goes straight down and it's hanging vertically from the tree instead of at an angle. So let's get this bent back first, and then we'll worry about this curve in here to keep it straight. Not real hot, but should be hot enough for what we want. I think I'm going to leave a little loop here in case I want to hang something off of it in the future. There we go. Nice, safe for the animals. I've got a loop, and I think this hangs on the tree. Let's give it one final check here. It's looking real good. We're going to heat up probably this section right about here. And then we're going to bend it in and then down so that it comes right there and is hanging straight for us. Again, we want to make sure that there's plenty of room up here for this to loop onto the tree branch, and we're not going to be interfering with that. All right, so we've got our adjustable bending fork here. This is one of the best things I've bought from Blacksmith Depot. Just bring that in a little bit, and we can try and bend it back out, come back in. Well, maybe a pair of tongs would be good to hold this with. Let's just get this a little bit straighter. And I think what we need to do now is move our heat down about here. And then we'll do the same sort of bend to bring this back straight. That should work pretty well. So I'm going to cool this section so that we don't worry about it bending where we don't want it to. Move that down a little ways, and I'm going to grab a better pair of tongs for this too. We don't have this super hot. I'm honestly trying to keep it from flopping around on me too much while I'm doing this work. That looks pretty good to me as far as hanging straight. All right, I think we are done with this end. Let's cool it down. Double check it on the tree one more time. Fits easily on, and that is hanging straight down under the branch. So we're looking pretty good there. We might have a little bit of a sideways kink to it. Figure out if we're going to straighten that out. What I'm going to do now is make a little hook on the end of this. Just going to do a real quick kind of flat taper on there. Bend that around. Curl it up a little bit. And we're going to heat this up. We'll make a little loop. I think I'm going to go all the way around and closed so that the Hummingbird feeder has less chance of falling off if a squirrel or something climbs down onto it. I'm going to heat this up. I want this hanging again straight in line with the rest of the hook. So I'm going to heat it up a little bit more. Just bend it back another smidge here. I think I have also not got this all straight, so I'll put a little bit of a twist in it to straighten it up. So we're just going to bend that back a little bit. Close this up a little bit more. Looks pretty good. I think it needs to twist. All right, let's quench this and take a look at it. And there we go. Now, could you have spent $7 and bought this somewhere commercially? Probably. If we were gonna do that, you know, what's the point of buying all these hundreds and thousands of dollars of blacksmithing equipment if you're not gonna make your own forged hooks and things like that? So again, real simple project, a lot of fun. I'm gonna enjoy this. It is custom made exactly the way I want it. I'm going to be able to enjoy these hummingbirds as I look at my office window. Yeah, this was a fun little project. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and it might give you some inspiration on, you know, really a very simple skill, right? Making hooks. There's a lot of things, a lot of applications that you can use with that. So thank you guys so much, and I will see you again soon.